back, y'all, and I'm here with a very close personal friend of mine, Miss Brenda Lee. I'm so glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be with you.
You've been in my house before.
I certainly have. A long time ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I do remember. Now, I wanted to ask you some questions about Honky Tonk Angels and how that came about.
Well, I was in Canada, in Calgary, performing, and some people came up backstage and said, you know, you always enjoy girl singers, and there's a girl singer here that you really ought to go see. And her name is Katie Lang, and she's going to have a show later, and you could catch it. So after my show, I ran over, and I saw this unbelievable girl on the stage doing all these things like you do on the stage, these unbelievable things. And I thought, golly, I'd sure like to meet her. So I went backstage, and she was very quiet backstage, not at all like she was on stage. And she was talking to me, and she said, you know, Owen Bradley, you cut with Owen Bradley all your career just about. And I said, yes, I did. And she said, it's my dream to record with Owen Bradley. And I said, well, you know, he's sort of semi-retired right now. She said, well, would you go back and, like, tell him I want to record with him and see if we can do that? So I did. I came back to Nashville, and I said, there's a girl in Canada. She's wonderful. She wants you to cut an album with her. Would you be interested? The next thing I knew, they were recording Shadowland, and they called me on the phone, and said, would you come up? KD wants you to do a cut on the album. And that's how Honky Tonk Angels came about, with Loretta Lynn, Kitty Wells, and myself, and KD.
Oh, that's great. So you were really instrumental in getting Owen Bradley and Katie Lang together.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. And I've seen that video a lot on VH1, actually.
It was a good video. We really had a great time doing it.
Yeah, good. Well, let's watch that video.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I love all those voices together and everything.
Thank you.
What was it like with all of you working together and making the video? Did anything fun happen?
Well, the whole, you know, it took us all day, and the whole day was just great. And they sort of, the people at Warner Brothers sort of just gave us our head and said, sing the song, do what you want to do what comes naturally. And that's basically what we did. And you know Loretta, and you know
I know.
Kitty,
I was just going to say, there's such characters. I mean,
and you know what a character Loretta is.
And what a character you are.
So it was kind of a fun-filled day, and then working with KD was really, you know, fun, because she's a phenomenal talent.
Oh, what a great singer.
Has a great voice, and that was a lot of fun. So it was almost like inventing the video as we went along, which was just a little bit different, I guess, than a lot of videos are today that are kind of, I don't know, maybe scripted, and you know exactly what you're going to do maybe every minute. This one was kind of, hey, do what comes naturally, and let's see how it turns out.
Well, you started at such a young age. How does it feel now to be, you know, a lot of people being influenced by you? Like, I'm very influenced by you.
Well, what a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a nice compliment. You know, I always like to think I helped lay the foundation a little bit for female singers.
Definitely.
And to see people like you that I've known and all come along and do great, and then for you to tell me that I was instrumental a little bit in it, it's great.
Oh, definitely.
Really is.
I love it. When I hear you on the radio now, I really turn it up loud. I go, I'm going to learn everything that she does.
You don't have to learn a whole lot. You're doing pretty good.
All right, well, let's watch another video. Y'all hang with us. It's Brenda Lee here, close personal friend of mine, and let's talk about your album.
Well, I have an album out on Warner Brothers. It's my first project in several years. I'm really excited about it. It's doing well. We sort of combined a lot of different type songs on it. Of course, we got the best songs that we could, you know, and the ones that I thought I could sing, and some of them are reminiscent a little bit of my rhythm and blues roots.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
Yes, some are country, some are big ballads that are reminiscent of what I used to do in pop back in the 60s and 70s, and so it's kind of a conglomeration of songs that are real good by some very fine songwriters, and like Beth Nielsen Chapman and Jesse Winchester and Karen Staley, and
just like everything you could want from Brenda Lee in one package.
We hope so.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go out and buy it.
Well, I'll just give you one. How
no,
about that?
I like to buy my friends' records.
Well,
I believe
thank
in
you.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I'm really glad that you could come on the show, and
well,
we're label mates at Warner
That's
Brothers,
right.
and I know I'm going to see you around, and y'all stay tuned with us, and thanks, Brenda.
Thanks,
I'm so glad you
Carlene.
came.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, welcome back, y'all. And I just want to thank Chet Atkins and Brenda Lee for coming by. That was really great talking to them. They got a lot of history and a lot of things to tell us about. And this next song, actually, this guy was influenced, his guitar playing was influenced by Chet Atkins, and he's a dear friend of mine, personal close friend of mine, Mr. Marty Stewart with Tempted. I just want to thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with me at my house here. And tomorrow, we're going to be playing some miniature golf, one of my favorite sports, with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and my close personal friend, Kevin Welch. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Here's hoping. Mwah.